Now the trend is your friend, but somebody has to start that trend. And that's where the volume profile indicator comes in. Volume profile can show you what will happen in the future of your stock. I know that adding this indicator to your trading is going to change everything, okay? So this is gonna be the aha moment to help you take more trades with confidence. Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Foxtail Digital coming to you again with Black Girl Stocks. And in this video, we're gonna be talking about Webull's new volume profile indicator. Now, learning how to use the volume profile indicator has literally made trading so much easier for me. It's an easy way for me to see where there's support and resistance levels, and I can also use it with other indicators just to make sure that I'm taking the best trades. Thank you, Webull, for this new feature, and if you aren't using Webull, please make sure to use my link below so that you get 12 free stocks for this month. So we know that the trading volume is just a measure of how many shares or option contracts or whatever asset you have. The volume is usually going to represent the number of assets that have been traded during a certain time period. If you've used charts, you know how volume usually shows up, okay? It's going to be vertical bars or histograms that are, stacked up along the bottom of your charts. Each vertical bar represents the volume for a particular period. If you're on a daily chart, then each one of these bars is going to represent the volume for one day, one day's worth of price movement. The volume profile shows volume not like the horizontal bars that you see along the x-axis. It's going to be vertical bars along the y-axis. In basic terms, instead of seeing the bars that represent volume at a specific time, it's going to be days or hours, you're going to be seeing the volume strength based on price. So the benefit of using this volume profile indicator over traditional volume is that it's going to allow you to see how many trades occurred at each price point for each trading day. Now, knowing volume at certain prices helps to identify where the big financial institutions are putting their money, and also, kind of give a highlight to what their intentions are, what they see going on in the future that we may not know. You can also use the volume profile to highlight key support and resistance levels for your setups. These zones are really helpful to determine where you want to take profits or, put your stop losses. They also show the trend's strength, and they're able to alert to any type of imbalance in the market. Let's break down the volume profile makeup. So what is it made of? This is Webull right here, and let's go to the 4-hour chart, and this is how the volume profile is set up. So you can kind of see this. Interesting is it's really kind of giving a normal distribution curve. There are different types of volume profiles. For the simplicity of this, I'm just going to focus on what's called the sessions profile, and that's all that Webull actually offers. So this is called a sessions profile, and you'll see that it's based on whatever area of the chart that you're looking at. So you see we have this area of the chart all the way back to, I guess you can call it the range, October 26th till now. So that's what that range is. If we move in closer, my range is just from January. It's going to change based on the range. Bro, I don't mean to rhyme every time. So there's different types of the volume profile, and there are different shapes. So when you see certain shapes, you can kind of already have a quick, okay, I already know what's going on here. I know what this situation is. The key components of the volume profile are the value area, the high and low of the value area, the point of control, or what's known as the POC, and also the high and low volume nodes or clusters. So let's break all those down. Now, the value area, this basically highlights the price range where 70% of the total volume in this area was traded. Here, when you're looking in Webull, we can see that this area is going to change when we move, anytime we zoom in, zoom out, or we change to look at a different time frame, because it's based on how much was traded in that time period. It's best to kind of have this highlighted to a loud, easy to spot color. I like to have mine bright green. Next is the value high area, or VAH, and it's basically just the highest price that was reached within the 70% value area. So it's the P. The low value area, or VAL, is the lowest price in the 70% total area. And why 70%, you ask? Because 70% is a rough approximation of one standard deviation on either side of the mean. So this is as close as it's going to get to a normal distribution curve. These high and low value areas are really going to come in handy for support and resistance strategies a little bit later on. Next is the point of control, or the POC, and this is the single price level where the most volume was traded in this value area, okay? This is also going to be the area with the most current open trading positions, so we can imagine why larger institutions are going to want to protect those positions. And lastly are the nodes. You'll see high volume nodes and low volume nodes. The nodes are what make up the volume profile. So the high volume nodes, or HVN, where volume peaks are near a price level. So high volume nodes show signs of consolidation, and usually when you're around high volume nodes, there's a lot of activity from buyers and sellers, so that's what keeps the price in a sort of hold. You're going to see a lot of consolidation points around high volume nodes. Low volume nodes, on the other hand, show price levels where there is significantly less volume. So the volume is going to drop at or near a certain price level. Low volume nodes are a result of a breakout or breakdown. So usually after a breakout, there's going to be a surge in volume, and then right after that, a strong drop off. So that's what you'll see a lot of times around these low volume nodes. High volume nodes, low volume nodes, center, POC. When you know these, it's really going to help with a strategy that we're going to talk about later on, knowing how to identify the different type of volume profile shapes off the bat, off the rip. The first one is going to be the D-shaped profile, and this is going to look like a capital D, and it's the most common volume profile shape that you're going to see. When we see the D-shaped profile, this informs us that there is balance in the market. Not necessarily saying that it's sideways trading, but just balance, moving from high to low, then low to high. So here, the price is usually going to be jumping in between the high and low volume areas, and the value area is going to be situated in between them, with the point of control in the middle. Three important places to be aware of when you see the D-shaped profile are the POC and the high and the low volume levels. So when you see volume clusters around the high and low volume profile, then you could also use those as support and resistance zones. Traders are aggressive here. Sellers are aggressive at the highs, and buyers are aggressive at the lows. And remember, the POC is always a good place to take profits in either situation. Okay, now just for an example, I'll show you here on this. You can kind of see here where we are, and the price is right at the POC. And so in this situation, I'm going to be using it as a support level, and my idea is that I would take profits right here around the recent peak or resistance area. Do that custom, I have to custom draw those rectangles. We need some type of profit and loss here so that we can do that easily. I've sent you guys a message. Webull, we need that. Okay, so we can see that Tesla starts to drop a little bit, but we kind of keep it within our range and we rebound there. And so let's see what happens when the price reaches the point of control again. So you see we kind of zoom through that, and we zoom through those low volume nodes on the side. And so just to fast forward, eventually, so when we hit that 191, I went ahead and took profits. I remember vividly in that moment, I said, I'm not going to be greedy. And I went ahead and sold out. And I mean, after that, it kind of pulled back, but it still actually rebounded after this a little bit later on. But by then I had already taken profits and I was done. But there was another opportunity where it rebounded, came back down to our lower volume nodes, and then once again, boop, we came back to our. So that theory did hold true here, and because of that, we were okay. So that's the D profile. Next, let's go to the P shape profile, and the P shape looks just like the capital letter P, and it's an indication of an uptrend. So this is just uptrend. Now, this shape profile is going to form when buyers are more aggressive than sellers. So you're going to see this either in an uptrend or closer to the end of a downtrend. Now, the price here is usually going to retrace to the value area's high. Okay. With the P-shaped profile, the point of control is going to act like a strong support area. So if the price falls down to the POC, then you could look for an opportunity to buy near volume clusters at the bottom of the value area to take advantage of the potential uptrend. Next is the B-shaped profile, and this is going to be the exact opposite or inverse of the P-shaped profile. A B-shaped profile looks like a lowercase b, and it shows aggressive selling pressure compared to buyers. And you're usually going to see this in a downtrend or at the end of an uptrend. So price is usually going to retrace around the value area's low. And so we're going to have large volume at the bottom of the profile, and we will want to look for small clusters towards the top for the best bearish entry signals. And lastly is the thin profile. The thin profile looks like a letter I, and it shows a strong trend. Whether that's bullish or bearish, there's a strong trend here. So there's little to no time for building up trading positions with so much price movement. So you're going to see a few volume clusters that make up this type of profile. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you have any questions about the volume profile indicator that I didn't cover in this post, then make sure you leave a comment down below. All right, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.